What's up, everybody? It is Thursday. Can you believe it? Can you believe how fast things are moving? Yeah, I can, but and then again, I can't. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. There, I just put in the description uh, other news. But the first story, we're just going to talk a little bit about what's behind all the buzz right now. And the big story across the country is 1 November and the SNAP benefits. Now, this is kind of this is a very complex issue. But then again, it's not. Um, the government shutdown has caused uh, some fear in the across the country with individuals, over 42 million American citizens who have been on these benefits. Now, does the 42 million just include American citizens, or 42 million including all of the illegal aliens who have been on public assistance since the early 2021, when Biden and Harris were occupying the space that we know as the White House? What's up, Amika USA? Thank you for reposting the stream. I appreciate that. And we have seen the videos. They're all across the country, all across the world. And it's actually the world is watching what happens here in America, especially with this issue. Now, I am, and this is just what I see. President Trump just returned from a very, very, very successful trip to Asia, and we will talk about that. Boy, this same Nat, I swear, every single broadcast is a freaking Democrat. I'm gonna get you one of these times. President Trump just returned from his very successful Asia trip. He was very well received. Everybody loved him. He went to some of the military bases over, was it Okinawa? He was over in Japan. He went to visit the new prime minister, who is based, apparently. She does not take no mess. She is going to work very, very well with the Trump administration concerning trade, concerning diplomacy, and it's just going to be an excellent working relationship. We look forward to that. He was in South Korea, and he even met with President Xi, and got quite a few things straightened out, and including the rare earth mineral deal. President Trump is he's a machine, dude. He is he is a once in a lifetime anomaly. And people on the crank far left, if they were not such a group of demonic haters, they would see that this man is just winning left and right. And he's winning for us, for American citizens. Another way I'm telling you that he is going to win after this very successful trip that we will talk about in a little bit is you watch and see what I tell you. If he doesn't, I would be highly surprised. But I think he's going to swoop in and save the day concerning EBT and SNAP benefits and WIC and all these programs. And the Democrats are going to try to claim credit for it, because that's what they do. They stand on the shoulders of greatness, and they try to pretend that it is them who came up with all these brilliant ideas. Remember when Kamala Harris was campaigning, and she heard President Trump say no tax on tips. And then, even though she's never, ever mentioned that before, ever, like ever, all of a sudden, within days of President Trump mentioning it, here she comes at one of her rapper rallies. You know, she like to get rappers like Meg the Stallion and all of these rappers, Glorilla, and she made this announcement at one of those events, and people were like, "No, cuz nah, you can go cap." That was not your idea. You never said anything of the sort. You don't care about service workers. You don't care about people and their overtime, which was also what he proposed, which was included in the big, beautiful, bodacious bill that passed and that will start to take effect early. It's already started to take effect, but it's really, really going to be kicked into high gear starting early next year. So she tried to pretend that she came up with the idea for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. She would never, ever in life try to make things better for American citizens, ever. She has never said anything of the sort. She's never proposed policy that benefits American citizens. Never. So for her to come in and try to claim credit for that idea was stupid, with so many of us knowing, are you really going to put that down like you came up with that? So that's what Democrats do. They pretend that they are the ones who come up with these ideas. They're not. So I'm telling you, President Trump, he flew back here in record time, did all these deals, brought back trillions of dollars in deals, quieted China down with their freaking out and saying they're not going to allow minerals and a component that would minerals, the mineral rights in a rare earth, so that we could have the components to make things that go into cars and mobile phones and steel machines that cut steel and all of the things. President Trump quieted that noise and made deals, and at least for a year, China is going to go somewhere and sit down and shut up, as they should. And they're bringing more money into the United States. Toyota is investing in the United States. They're going to start building more Toyota manufacturing plants here in the United States, which hopefully should bring the price down, because I would like a Toyota at some point, because they run forever. You never have to worry about warranty, really, because Toyotas just don't know how to quit running. So they're a great deal. But Toyota is making factories here in the United States. And that's not the only country or company that has come out of this President Trump going to Asia on that tour. It's just been absolutely spectacular. Don't let the media gaslight you as they're trying to downplay it. Oh, did he come back? I've heard MSDNC with their stupid so-called guests, their professionals, their experts, who are saying, well, it was a big ask in the first place, and we just don't think that it was as good as it could have been, or he just didn't bring back the things that he promised. And they're trying to downplay it because they don't want him to be successful, and they don't want the American citizens to know that he's successful. He made a spectacular deal with President Javier Milei, who was just reelected, thank Christ, in Argentina. And people are whining about the Argentinian deal with beef and other things. But one of the big takeaways from that was the new method by which Argentinians choose the candidates for, whatever office that they're running for. This time it was for the president. They overwhelmingly re-elected Javier Milei because they don't want to go back to communism. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is I never left you. Yeah, you did. Evita Peron was a disaster. So those who support the Peronian era communism and the economic disaster that drove inflation to the stratosphere in that beautiful country of Argentina, they're being booted out. And people have had a chance with Javier Milei since he has been in there the last 3 years, that he has been in there, and he has turned the economy around. The minuscule investment that was made into Argentina with President Trump kind of helping him out with, I think it was the $40 billion deal, is these Democrats want to talk about the deal. I don't want to hear anything y'all have to say after this. I don't want to hear you say anything about what the president does to help Argentina. As much money as y'all have used to send to Ukraine over the last 4 years since 2022, when y'all started this mess. 2021. It might have been 2021, but I'm going to find this that I now where is it? There, I have an article that I wanted to share. It might have been on maybe it's this one. No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Headline: U.S. taxpayers spend $451 billion per year on illegal migrants. Okay? $451 billion a year on illegal migrants. That comes out to, somebody did the math on a previous broadcast, and I thank you for doing that. The math comes out to roughly $1.9 trillion in 4 years since Biden opened our southern and northern borders to pretty much the entire planet. Yeah. $451 billion every year on illegal aliens. So in 4 years, we have spent 1.9 trillion, or in upwards of $2 trillion to support illegals. And a lot of the problem was these cities, sanctuary cities like Denver, who were giving these people in New York, in Chicago, mostly, were giving these people $13,000 to $15,000 a month in EBT and $5,000 a month in SNAP benefits, which is cash, and food stamps. So these people were just cleaning up. Okay. So I don't want to hear anything from the Democrats concerning President Trump and his deal with Javier Milei to offer some assistance to Argentina, because Argentina will not fall once again under a communist dictatorship like it was under Evita Peron. Okay, so I don't want to hear anything from Democrats, but let me get back to the main point. And then we got a lot of other news to cover, and we're going to try to like blast through these because there's so much. I saved so many stories, and then I have to do research to make sure, is this shit right? Because that don't even sound real. However, it's just one every single day. We're like, what used to be, news that would be 3 or 4 big stories in a night, we have a million stories in a day. It's crazy. You can't get to all this stuff. It's happening. This is what Jesus told us about and prophesied that this was going to happen. So here we are right now. But President Trump remember like 2 weeks ago, when the military wasn't going to get paid for the 15th, right? Remember that when the shutdown was still relatively new, and the Democrats kept saying, now the soldiers ain't gonna get paid, the military ain't gonna get paid, the National Guard ain't gonna get paid, and just bitching, moaning, and complaining that people they do not care about. They just use you for props. They don't care about soldiers. Please spare me. Democrats do not care, never have cared, never will care about soldiers. They just don't. They don't. I get it. I mean, I'm a soldier's wife. I get it. I know they didn't care about us when we were active duty. They don't care about us now. They don't care about those who are active duty. They just want to be able to have talking points, and that's all they did was whine about the military. How are the military? How's the National Guard gonna go to all these cities when they ain't even getting paid? Y'all need to post up on social media about how you're gonna defy the Trump administration. Blah blah blah. What did Trump do? Oh yeah, made sure the military got paid. The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, found the money in some of the projects within the former Department of Defense, which is now the Department of War, and said, yeah, here's the money. Now go ahead and keep the party going. So the soldiers got paid for the 15th of last month, and they're getting paid for this pay period. They get paid on the 15th and the 30th, or the 1st and 15th, however you want to look at it. But they're getting paid. A lot of them have already gotten paid for the month of November. So Democrats, just chill out. You don't know what you're talking about. You've never been in the military. You don't have any real concept of how the military or the federal government operates. You just use talking points. So please go sit down. Be quiet. You don't know what's going on. So President Trump is going to find the money. He just came back here with multi-trillion-dollar deals from Asia. Do you honestly think that he's going to just stand there while everybody's having Thanksgiving dinner and just allow 42 million people across this country to not have what they need for Thanksgiving? Okay. The Democrats will try to take credit for it. It's not them, because see, we're still in the government shutdown. So that means the Democrats have not come to an agreement. They have tried. The GOP has tried. The Senate Republicans have gone to these dumb Democrats, including Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer primarily, 13 times since the shutdown. 13 times. 13 times. Every time they say, nope. It's a clean CR, continuing resolution. No, Republicans aren't asking for anything. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, said, we don't want nothing. We don't want nothing. This is the same Biden era spending. Nothing new. Same Biden era spending. Y'all approved interestingly enough, under the Biden administration, 13 CRs. Y'all all signed on to it. All of you, Republicans, Democrats, y'all passed every single CR. And I know you did because I used to be a federal employee. We have not had a shutdown. It's far surpassed the shutdown they had under Obama, where he shut the government down over Obamacare. This is far longer so far. Okay. So the Democrats, they have had offers to just reopen the government, and then we'll figure this out. We'll talk about it again. We'll come back to the table so we can have, because y'all gonna want another omnibus, because that's how y'all roll. Because you got to get all your money for your corporate, handouts, and you're skimming off the top and everything else y'all do that y'all done got used to doing for decades. And now it's not happening that way. So now you don't know what to do. They are screwed. President Trump is going to swoop in, and he is going to save SNAP benefits and EBT. Watch. It might be a couple days or maybe a week later, but y'all gonna get your little SNAP benefits, so you ain't gotta go and loot stores and go beat up the little nail lady to make her do your nails and your feet, your pedicures and shit. Just chill out. All of you making these videos, chill out. It's not your assistance is not required. President Trump is working it out. He's back from his Asia trip, and now he is working on America First issues. Okay? Y'all don't seem to get that one of the big reasons that y'all have been put on Front Street like this, where the government completely shut down, is because Democrats want health care and freebies for illegal aliens. That is, they're willing to die. I want you to understand, as a voter, as a constituent of these Democrat politicians who are in the Senate and in Congress right now, the hill they are willing to die on is not for you, not for American citizens' health care. Oh, hell no, they don't care about you. They could care less about you and your kids and your family. Are you kidding? Yeah, it's not about you. Nobody cares. They don't care. Okay? It's illegal aliens, foreigners. They want to keep all the H-1B visas. They want freebies. They want the illegals back on Section 8. They want to send millions over to Nigeria for LGBTQ education. Dude, these individuals are holding the government hostage. They're holding you, the American citizen, hostage, and they're blaming Trump for it. It's not Trump. They knew, and they talk about how, oh, your healthcare is going to go through the roof after 1 January. Oh my God, your healthcare. Why do you think that is, Democrats? Why do you think that is? It's because of your shitty Obamacare. That's why. They knew, the Democrats knew, I've explained this in previous videos, they knew these Obamacare subsidies were going to expire. But see, they did not anticipate another Trump administration, because they were just going to renew it and just keep their sick, disgusting party going, and they were just going to keep these unaffordable Affordable Care Act, and they would just have gone back to Congress and borrowed more money from the Federal Reserve to pay for Obamacare for yet another session until it came back again on 30 September 2026, and then they would just renew it. They were going to keep the illegals on health care. All of this would have sunk your bank account, because who do you think is paying? Who has been paying for all this? Who has been paying for all this? Oh, I'll tell you, it's you. We have been paying for all this. According to, oh, now how'd that happen? Sorry. I don't know how that happened. 9 July 2024 from the American Thinker. Illegals are indeed getting immediate Social Security, contrary to Democrat claims. Dude, they were giving these people immediate Social Security as soon as they got here. Who needs U.S. citizenship, or for that matter, legal authorization to live in the U.S. when you got Joe Biden's open borders? That looks like the story with illegals receiving Social Security benefits, a lifetime benefit that until recently had been perceived as nominally reserved for U.S. citizens, not illegal border crossers, which Democrats are now trying to debunk. So this, and the receipts are brought, and on its website, let's see what the Social Security Administration wrote. And this was before Trump took over. Quote, lawfully present non-citizens. What does non-citizen mean? And when they said lawfully present, this just means that they were part of a parole program. Why would you need parole if you're legal? People, you don't just go around needing parole just because you exist. Lawful present non-citizens of the United States who meet all eligibility requirements can qualify for Social Security benefits. This rule also applies to non-citizens authorized to work in the United States who got a Social Security number after December 2003. Hold on, you just said they got a Social Security number? How are they getting a Social Security number and they're not a citizen? This is what was happening under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Individuals who were not authorized to even be here, who broke into the country, were getting Social Security, lifetime Social Security benefits. Thank God for Doge and Elon Musk, and them finding all of these individuals and the Social Security numbers that they were using of deceased American citizens, living American citizens, and then they would make numbers up. We saw the whistleblower with the Social Security Administration, and she talked about how they jimmy rigged the system and put different boxes into the Social Security system to allow for illegal aliens to get lifetime Social Security benefits. Isn't that special? You don't qualify, but they did. So you got 24-year-old illegal alien criminals on Social Security, while you, by the way, this whistleblower also said that the Biden Mayorkas, Alejandro Mayorkas, that little bastard, he's not going to get away with what he did either. He directed Social Security Administration to give illegals the maximum benefit amount. So we're talking $5,000-6,000 a month. That's Social Security. We ain't talking about the SNAP benefits they were getting, the cash assistance. We ain't talking about the EBT, the food stamp assistance they were getting $13,000 or more a month in food stamps. They were getting free health care, free braces at Risas. Yeah, there's Risas in Aurora, Colorado. And illegals have been getting braces at those locations at taxpayer expense. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Is it still coffee? Anyway, yeah. So the whole system has been designed under Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to elevate the third world and to bring down the middle class, and basically to eventually eliminate the middle class and make everybody poor. So you would have the wealthy, elitist, credential class, college educated, white liberal kind of up here somewhere, and middle class completely wiped out, because the middle class, there's more of us, and we've been paying for the bottom rung of American society, that those demons brought into this country. Remember, that was early 2021. We were still bailing out all of the water in the boat after sinking from the pandemic and all the COVID bull crap. We still were not past all that. And then they start dumping all these illegals, these third world invaders into this country after infecting us with the Wu flu. Good God. So watch and see what I tell you. You are going to hear over the next couple of days, President Trump is going to announce that he has found the money to save the SNAP and EBT program, at least in the interim, so that these welfare queens can shut the hell up and stop complaining and threatening to loot stores and break into white people's houses and rob them and steal their food and their money and all their stuff. Chill out, bro. Chill out. It ain't gonna be that kind of party. But what you need to understand, all of y'all who are on these benefits, if you are not, and I mean like truly disabled, truly disabled, like you cannot take care of yourself. You cannot work. Okay. That is what the programs are designed for, is American citizens who have fallen on hard times and they truly cannot work. They may have gotten sick and they're indigent. They cannot work. Those are the people the program is designed for. It's not designed for you, individuals who are having 6, 7, 8 kids to try to keep getting more money on the system by 4 or 5 baby daddies. And you don't want to get off Section 8 and welfare. You're going to have to figure it out. The older kids are going to have to babysit the younger kids, and they can be latchkey kids. I don't know. But y'all are not going to be able to take advantage of the system like this anymore. There are so many moving parts with the advent of artificial intelligence and how that is having an effect, soundly, I would add, on the uh, jobs and job prospects, talking 5, 10 years into the future. Things are looking way different, and they're going to look way different then. But let's talk about right now. Y'all ain't going to be able to stay on these social programs for 20 years and then show your daughters how to keep qualifying and passing down your Section 8 certificate 3 generations. You gonna have that shit stops. We ain't doing that no more. We're not, this ain't the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. We ain't doing that no more. We're done with that. Kill that noise. It's over. All right. We're going back to a system where the family structure with a husband and a wife and children, the nuclear family, is what we're going back to. God's design and God's creation. You don't like it? Bye. This ain't the broadcast for you. Okay? I'm not mincing words. I don't care. Stop trying to be out here, all this fourth wave feminazi bullshit. I'm an independent woman. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. Yeah, but you on 6 social programs and you selling your damn food stamps to get your nails done and your hair did and your feet done and your Louis Vuitton fake ass Louis Vuitton bags and all your kids wearing Nikes and wearing J's and shit. Yeah, I'm putting you on Front Street. I don't care. Y'all been selling them stamps. Y'all been selling them EBT. You know you've been selling them stamps. Don't even trip. You know you've been selling them stamps. And then you go to the food bank to get a food box with real food in it, and you rely on your kids in the free lunch program so they can get fed during the day. Bitch, I ain't stupid. I was on that. Uh, I was on the social programs too. I didn't stay on them. I got off. What's up, Miss Deborah Aguilar? Hello, my love. Thanks for the information. You are absolutely right about selling the stamps, girl. You know these hoes selling these stamps, and stay out the damn club. Stay out the club. Here, stay your ass out the club. Trying to get a husband, or I'm so sorry. No, you're not. You trying to get another baby daddy. Stay out the club. Get on birth control. BURFF birth. Go get on birth control. It's free for you. Use that Medicaid for something. Go get on birth control and stop having all these baby kids. Put you on Front Street. I know what you're doing. It's going to come to a point you're going to have to work. You're going to have to work. In fact, we're already there because they're requiring that you work 20 hours a month. I think it's 20 hours a month. My God, that's 5 hours a week. Shut up. I can't work. I can't work. Bitch, I had 2 kids. I worked. I went to school full time. I worked full time. Shut up. Go somewhere and sit down. Y'all got Title 20 benefits for daycare that's paid for by the taxpayer. You're going to have to start using your own agency, and we're not going to just give you money every month while you sit and do nothing just because you have kids. What? That's not a disability. Ugh. And I repeat, stop having all these kids you can't pay for. How you supposed to find a husband and you got 8 kids? Stupid. No dude in his right mind is going to marry you. And yes, what you will appreciate having a husband when your ass is in your 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, and you realize, what have I done with all of my life and my time? What have I done? Yes, it's called lazy individuals. And I'm reiterating, I'm not talking about people who are truly disabled. That's what the programs are designed for, no matter what age. And also, I'm not talking about y'all individuals who are on SNAP benefits and EBT, but you also in Antifa, putting y'all ass on Front Street too. Not just young single moms. I hate that term. I hate it. It's just degrading. I hate it. Single mom. Ugh. Ugh. I'm talking about Antifa. Y'all claiming. Do you know? I go to school and I see these kids like in their 20s with a cane. A cane. I'm like, and a service dog. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? What is wrong with you? You're only 23 and you're walking with a cane, or mental health. I can't. Do you know how many times I have heard people in their 20s and early 30s? I can't work because I just can't be around people. But you can go to Comic-Con. Uh-oh. You can dress up as a damn furry and go to your little furry events, right? And you can go block ICE agents at ICE facilities. That's what they need to start doing. I'm hooking y'all up. Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. Y'all need to, when y'all do the geofencing, when you get the phone numbers of these individuals, their cell phone numbers, you need to cross-reference with local welfare programs and see if these people are on SNAP. If they're getting food stamps, if they're getting a check, if they're getting federal student loans or student grants. That shit, you cut it off. You want to block ICE agents? You want to impede on federal operations? You don't get no money. You don't get to go to school for all this. I guess what October was LGBTQ History Month. Got out of here with that. It's garbage. Garbage. A lot of these individuals who are in their 20s and 30s are not disabled. They can work. They can work. They claim mental health. They just don't even want to try. Now, some of them got jacked up by all them shots and boosters that they took from 2020 on through present day. Some of them got really messed up with all them shots and boosters. So that's something that's got to be a factor. Maybe you'll get a pass for that because, you know, that was dumped on us. And we all know by whom. So maybe that's on a case by case basis. But if you are out protesting against ICE, or if you are destroying property or standing in the way of ICE agents, or you're in your vehicle following ICE agents around and recording and doxing ICE agents and getting their plate numbers and following them, you nope, no money for you. No, because clearly you got too much damn time on your hands and you need to be a more productive American citizen. So President Trump is going to save these SNAP benefits so that 42 million American citizens are not going hungry for Thanksgiving this year. But I'm telling you, y'all going to need to get a better plan. You're not going to be able to sit on welfare for 20 years no more. It's not that kind of party. Not that kind of party. You're going to have to start participating in society, and you're going to have to start being productive. So let's get to a couple of other news stories now that I've had my major rant. Probably needed that. Thank you very much. Let's talk about a couple of other things that are going on in the world that matters right now. I mentioned, well, let's get to the other stories. Speaking of illegals, this dumb bitch thought that she could follow ICE agents around and not get in trouble. This was at underscore Johnny MAGA on X. Give him a follow, would you? But check this out. This is exactly what I was talking about. I made a video. I think I posted it yesterday. American citizens are getting arrested, though I don't know what this individual and her status is, but I posted American citizens are getting arrested by at ICE operations. Yeah, because they're getting in the way of federal operations and not minding their own business. ICE operations have nothing to do with you. Stay away. You're not needed. Nobody called you. Nobody needs your opinion. Nobody needs to show you any documentation. These ICE agents don't need to prove one damn thing to your retarded ass. Go home, go bake some damn cookies for them 15 kids you got, and stop trying to be some kind of influencer. It's not working for your 6 little fake book followers. Dumb hoe. I got kids in my car. You hear her? I got kids in my car. That's even worse, dummy. Why are you following ICE agents around with children in the car, you moron? So you're putting yourself and them and other people in the community in danger for some clicks on your stupid little Facebook page because you hate the president. And of course, she's speaking Spanish. So check her immigration status while you at it. I got kids in my car. Shut up. I got kids in my car. Shut up. I have kids in my car. Your fat ass shouldn't have been out there. I'm not moving. She's just trying to help the adults. I'm just trying to help you. I'm not threatening you. Do not touch me. And then her other fat friend tries to join in. Do you see what's happening here? People are getting involved in something that is none of their business. ICE operations, I got to minimize this. ICE operations, if they didn't come for you, what are you doing there? What is your major malfunction? Nobody called and asked for you to show up. Nobody needs your assistance. What are you doing? And then I got kids in my car. I get kids in my car. And then she starts speaking Spanish, probably to try to alert somebody call somebody else to come get them little ratchet ass kids of hers. That's right, Deborah. She didn't care about those kids before when she put them in harm's way. Clearly she didn't. I got kids in my car. Why are you out there? Nobody called you. Nobody, ICE did not call you and say, you, dumbass with the broke down vehicle, follow us around, please, to make sure, we need you to make sure we're doing this correctly. Nobody asked for your help. Nobody is, oh my God. I'm telling y'all, it's going to get worse because these individuals are emboldened, they're spoiled rotten, they're entitled, and they are trying to make themselves famous on their little social media, and they're trying to appeal to the crank far left. You gonna let the Democrats get your monkey ass put in jail over some bullshit. And oh yeah, by the way, bitch, you better not have no warrants. You better not have no warrants. Your business better be in complete and total order, or you and your kids are going to have a very difficult time because nobody's listening to this crap anymore. We've had it. We have had it. Do you not understand? You are fighting against what we voted for. We voted for this. I want more of it. I want 20,000 a day. Get out. Get out. Get out. I'm almost at the point where I'm an isolationist. Honestly. You can't get in this club, honey. This is the VIP section. You cannot get in this club. We don't want you here. You don't have what it takes. All that debacle and that mess with Joe Biden throwing open the borders. And now these individuals think they're entitled to be here. Like we owe them something. I don't owe you shit. We don't owe you anything. We don't owe you. Oh my God. Freaking horrible. And now, because our borders are hermetically sealed, thanks be to God. Let's look at Mexico, because I've been showing these videos lately that nobody else seems to be showing. This is what's happening down in Mexico. This is Theo Liberal. And I don't see this anywhere else. And I'm glad. So we're going to go ahead and roll the film. And let's see what Mexico is doing. Because, see, Mexico is fighting with, the last 4 years, Mexico had a bunch of illegals coming through their country because they just waved them on through to the United States. Yep, here you go. Come on. And see, they were making money off of everybody who came through there by way of the cartels. So it was a nice little cushion deal. Everybody was getting paid. And that was Manuel Luis Obrador, because he was president before Claudia Sheinbaum, and everybody's palm was getting greased. Yo, making it rain, baby. Yeah. And now our borders are hermetically sealed. You ain't getting up in here. And now they're stuck because these people got used to seeing all these illegals by the hundreds of thousands every month coming into the United States. So for some odd reason, they don't understand. Trump is in office now, and you ain't coming in here. So now I showed you a video last week where the female, she said, we don't even want to go to the United States no more because we know we can't get in there. But we're coming to Mexico. from Venezuela. And now they're getting stuck with all these damn Venezuelans, and it don't feel so good. And the headline of this is Mexico arrests criminals who arrive in migrant caravan. So they still doing the caravans down there, apparently.
People are rising up and saying that if they don't give us visas, we're all going to rise up in a caravan.
Oh, they're demanding visas.
The guys are armed with rocks and are trying to escape from the National Guard, and there are others.
They throw and we throw.
We throw and we throw because we're not idiots. They're watching, they're throwing. They're the ones who start. They're the ones who don't let us pass from here to Mexico. Son of a, I don't know what they see there. They want money, poor immigrants.
Mexico hunts criminals who infiltrate migrant routes. August, increasing arrests by 65%. But the authorities respond with relentless raids to expel these criminals disguised as victims.
Look at this. Look at this. Look how they're still these caravans. Look at this shit. Why are they still doing this? It's Sende Fronteras is an NGO. I don't know where they're out of, but they have been responsible for a lot of the caravans since like 2018 that have been coming through Mexico. Sende Fronteras, I think it's called. Look at this.
With relentless raids to expel these criminals disguised as victims. There have been a large number of people who belong to the Arabo trend who have passed through the state of Chihuahua. One of them threatened me and said he was going to kill me. He tells me, I'll stab her right now, grab her, and leave. Just 15 days ago, someone was stung here. The epicenter of the coup is in Trinagua, the Venezuelan gang that sows terror from its prisons of origin.
In Trinagua? That's one I haven't heard of.
In a surgical operation in Mexico City, federal authorities captured Nelson Arturo Hexeria Alcantara, alias Nelson, the top leader of the organization in Mexican territory. Tren de Aragua, the criminal organization made up of Venezuelans that operates in Mexico City, captured 8 of its alleged members in the country's capital. Among them is the alleged leader of a Tren de Aragua cell dedicated to recruiting victims to force. Just a week later, on October 11th,
this is the part the Democrats never tell you about, is how they're responsible for the human trafficking. They don't care.
The Mexico City prosecutor's office charged 2 more of its members with serious crimes, confirming that they recruit vulnerable migrants in caravans to swell their ranks and exploit them in forced prostitution networks. To see my parents, my mother. I haven't seen them in 2 years. That's why I want to get there no matter what, even if it means selling my body. Arrests are coincidence. To respond to the explosive increase in crime linked to infiltrators in caravans. In October, a caravan left Tapachula with more than 580 migrants, many Venezuelans and Cubans, heading directly to Mexico City to demand visas and jobs.
They're heading to Mexico City to demand visas and jobs. Because they know they can't come here. They know all bets are off. You're not getting in here. Our borders are sealed. You're not coming in here. They better not let them in here. They better not let them anywhere near their northern border, which is our southern border.
Well, there are many criminals, many people who have been raped, murdered, robbed, stolen cars, everything that has to do with money. Apart from that is a red flag. But the chaos attracted criminals. On October 16th in Chiapas, their Cuban leader Orest Rodriguez was arrested for organizing the group without permits in a raid that scattered seats and left people injured.
Let's go to Chiapas. The Cuban migrant was arrested by this Rodriguez, the leader of the caravan of Tapachula. They took him away with the excuse of wanting to find a better place for us to stay. I mean, she was deceived.
The latest migrant caravan was broken up in Oaxaca by the National Guard, who detained several with records for assault and document forgery.
Look at that. Look at all those.
Days later, another caravan set off from Tapachula but was stopped by the INM, with the arrests of alleged infiltrated human traffickers. The situation is getting worse. Violent robberies on southern highways increased by 40%, showing how crime is camouflaged among those seeking to advance. Migrants placed rocks and sticks on the coastal highway to prevent the arrival of the police and their arrest. The caravans, the Venezuelan Exodus, and the Cuban Exodus have still crossed into Mexico en masse, but their leaders threaten to mobilize up to 50,000 people from Cuba and Venezuela, advancing through Central America directly to the capital to force asylum.
Yes, by the 30th of this month, once again, the same year of migration that promises papers and hourly only gives them about 30 or 40 people and the rest are no longer given. Only those who had courses, and those who didn't were deported. People are rising up and saying that if they're not going to give us visas, then we're all going to rise up in a caravan.
So you think
In the last 3 months,
so we'll save some of that. I don't want to watch the whole thing in one sitting because it's over 8 minutes. But do you see how entitled they are? So they're demanding visas. They're demanding asylum. I find it funny that now Mexico has to put up with this shit that we put up with for over 4 years because Mexico would not stop these people. And see, now they're used to it. Now they think they're entitled to be somewhere other than their own country. And they know they cannot get to the United States. They can't fly here. They can't come through the southern border. They can't come through the northern border. So they're like, well, screw it. We'll just stop in Mexico. And you have to give us citizenship. You have to give us asylum. You have to. Or we're just going to rise up and we're going to just take over Mexico. Okay. Keep that going. See how long that lasts. What's up, Miss Kelly? Thank you for reposting the stream, darling. That's crazy. That's crazy. But see, you reap what you sow, Mexico. You allowed this into our country. You allowed your illegals. You allowed your drugs. You allowed the human trafficking for years, and you did nothing about it. You waved them on through. You wave them on through. For years, you were just, oh, no, Del Norte. No, keep going. Yep. They destroyed little towns like Tapachula because there's so many of them. And see, now they think, and thank you, Miss Kelly. Deborah said, from the info I've gathered, Mexico has been issuing pensions. That has never been done before. Wonder where those funds came from. Yeah. You were born in the 60s. Mexico has never took care of their people, always kept them in poverty. Oh, I'll tell you, Deborah, us, all the drug money and the human trafficking money that these cartelos have been making over the last 4 years, girl, all the $64 billion a year in remittances going straight to Mexico. They're freaking loaded now. They got so much American taxpayer money. They don't want all those foreigners in there. They want Mexicans only. I've showed you some of the videos from that guy, and the Mexican citizens are like, we don't want these foreigners in here stealing our benefits. I'm like, oh, ain't that some shit? Really? Because that sounds familiar. Freaking believable. Okay, more news. Let's just get through. Do I have any more? Oh yeah, let's just talk about this right quick. Headline, ABC News. Refugees will be among the first to lose food stamps under federal changes. Y'all losing food stamps anyway because you're not eligible. You are illegal aliens. You are not eligible for American benefits. After fleeing the war-torn Democratic Republic of Congo, blah, 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 freaking blah, 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 blah. Pull out the violin concerto. Oh my gosh. Oh, the poor illegal. landed in Atlanta here last November and began to find her footing with federal help. You see, it's right there. It's right there. Right there. Illegal aliens are not eligible for federal help. ABC News just put this female on Front Street. She's not allowed to get federal help. Separated from her adult children and grieving her husband's death in the war, she started a job packing boxes in a warehouse, making just enough to cover her rent for her apartment and bills. Look, lady, that is a 30-hour plane ride from the Congo to the United States. You mean to tell me you passed through 15 countries and you couldn't find not one country that was compatible, that, I don't know, was more aligned with your beliefs? You're wearing a hijab, so you're clearly Muslim. You can't find nowhere to live 15 countries deep. What's up, Pikes and Lady? It's these sad stories. ABC News is trying to paint this picture. Oh, yeah, these people are getting cut off welfare. They're not eligible. I would not have the means to buy food. Bitch, American citizens don't have the means to buy food. I hate it for you. I'm not, look, I don't want to hear about poor foreigners. I don't want to hear it. We're over it. I hate it for you. Y'all gonna have to make your own country great again. We had to fight like hell to get Donald Trump reelected. Are you kidding me? We had to fight. This is the second damn revolution. We're still fighting these dumb Democrats and these crazy communists. We are still fighting. We don't need any more foreigners. So the gist of that is the refugee program. They're losing food stamps under federal changes. So wait a minute. Well, I might need to talk a little bit more about that one, just so we're all aware. Because this just upsets me that they put so much time and energy into playing the violins for these illegals, but American citizens are laid out on the sidewalk and you got to go by them and kick them to see if they're alive because they look dead. But you tell me about some foreigner? President Donald Trump's massive budget law, which Republicans call the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, you damn straight. The One Big Beautiful Bodacious Bill, as my son calls it, slashes $187 billion, or nearly 20%, from the federal budget for SNAP through 2034, and separate from any temporary SNAP stoppages due to the federal shutdown. The law cuts off access completely for refugees and other immigrant groups in the country. They say lawfully. Lady, I don't care. They say lawfully because they don't want to say illegal aliens. Okay? And I'm going to qualify what I'm saying here in another post. I think I have it up concerning the refugee program and how that's going to change. You can't look, excuse you, but President Trump just brokered a peace deal between, I think it was the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where she just came from, and Nigeria. After 30 plus years of fighting, he brokered a peace deal. So you're fine, bitch. You can go home. I sure hate it for you, but you got to go, man. We got to go. Oh, and see, here's where the rubber meets the road, right down here when you keep reading this article. Okay. I'll explain it. The law cuts off access completely for refugees and other immigrant groups in the country lawfully. You see how they said that? But a sentence later, they're going to shoot themselves in the foot. Listen, check this out. The change was slated to take effect immediately when the law was signed in July, but states are still awaiting federal guidance on when to stop or phase it out. Wait for it. I thought that they said this female was here lawfully. But right here, ABC News says for Antoinette, 51, who did not want her last name used for fear of deportation and likely persecution in her native country, the loss of food aid is dire. So wait 1 minute, ABC News. I thought you just said she was here lawfully. Why would she fear deportation? Why would she fear deportation if she's here legally? Yeah, so there's that. They always tell on themselves. They always prove that they are propagandists, they are liars. Let's find the other ones. The other article I wanted to. Oh, well, there's this one. Oh, here we go. And rolling this train to the next stop on this subject, according to AP headline, Trump sets 7,500 annual limit for refugees entering U.S. It'll be mostly white South Africans. That's amazing. That's freaking amazing. I love that so much. The Trump administration is restricting the number of refugees admitted annually to the United States to 7,500, and they will mostly be white South Africans. A dramatic drop announced Thursday that effectively suspends America's traditional role as a haven for those fleeing war and persecution. No, you mean as a damn dumping ground and a freaking landfill. That's what you mean. The move cements a major shift. Let me save this one. A major shift in policy toward refugees that aligns with the Republican administration's border goals of keeping out foreigners whom it deems a risk to the nation's security or a threat to U.S. jobs. You damn straight. And I voted for every bit of it, AP. That shift has meant increased immigration enforcement. Yep. In cities, at borders. Yep. And entry points. Yep. In what's become a vastly changed landscape in a country long seen as a beacon for migrants. No, you mean a landfill for third world broke ass invaders who have been a public charge on our system and damn near through the communist Democrats' Cloward and Piven strategy to bankrupt the country by destroying the welfare system because too many people are on it. Not working assholes. No reason was given for the new numbers. It's none of your business, AP. How about none of your business? How about that? None of your business. None of your business. The president is the commander in chief. He has Article 2 authorities, and y'all bitches are going to figure out he can do whatever he wants. Y'all didn't say nothing when Biden was letting them all in, and we as American citizens holding on to our wallets as we watched every day as these illegal aliens poured into this country because we knew that we were going to have to be the ones to support them. Kiss my ass, AP Rebecca Santana. Yeah. How wonderful. How wonderful. Yeah, this is amazing. Every day. Oh, by the way, since we're on this subject, we may as well listen to our beautiful and wonderful, gorgeous head of the Department of Homeland Security. That would be Miss Kristi Noem. Let's do that.
United States Citizenship and Immigration Services is also working to fix some of the safety issues that we've been seeing across our country. They just ended a policy that allowed illegal aliens work permits that automatically renewed those work permits without any additional vetting. That will help us get some of these CDLs out of the hands of individuals who may be driving these trucks right here today. The illegal alien that was charged with throwing an anti-Semitic Molotov cocktail earlier this year in Boulder, Colorado, got a work permit. He got it renewed under the former policy, and he got it with an expired visa. Yep. This policy is now changed because of the good work of USCIS. Now people will be re-vetted and have to be reapproved in order to get that work permit that could potentially be used to garner a CDL and get on the street.
That's right. Thank you, Ms. Noem. God bless you, dear. We appreciate you for keeping us all these illegal alien invader criminals. Yeah. What's up, Joe Riley? How you doing, brother? You're a straight up truth teller, intelligent, articulate, beautiful, and strong-willed spokesperson for sanity. God bless you, my brother. Follow me on X. Follow me on X. Say what's up. Say what's up so I can follow you back. Thank you. I appreciate you so much for saying that. Thank you. I can do nothing else. More news. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Don't we love our president so much? Oh my gosh. Here we go. Here's for the moron of the day. From at Chicago One Ray on X. Doxing ICE agents is a federal crime punishable by up to 5 years on each count. You moron. Look at this homely looking moron. Look at this homely. What the hell? You see his little Ukraine colors? See his little Ukraine lapel thing he's got on here? You know he's been getting money through the Ukrainian Laundromat LLC for the past 4 years. Look at this homely. This is not a real man. He probably's got Victoria's Secretions, they knew panties that were advertised at the Angels Victoria's Secret show. He probably watched the whole thing and to get ideas for panties. Look at this homely creep. What a homely looking creep. Look at that tie. What was that, your great grandpa's tie? Look at this shit. Look at that suit. What a homely looking creature. Doxing ICE agents is a federal crime, punishable by up to 5 years on each count. Raise your hand if you want Secretary Noem to submit criminal referral to the DOJ on, this is a congressional representative for the state of Illinois, Mike Quigley. Of course, he's a Democrat, posting the locations of ICE agents on his X account. That is a federal crime. Look at, he did it. Uh-huh. Mike Quigley, at Rep Mike Quigley, dumbass. He didn't even have the smarts to put it on what you call it, Blue Sky, because you know he's on Blue Sky. Look at his homely looking ass. He might like drive an ice cream truck on the weekends. See that? You see that? That's a federal crime. You homely looking creep. There's something weird about him. Something weird. Something's gonna come out about him. He's weird. My spirit just went, ugh. Gross. Get you off my screen, creep. Yeah, you cannot dox ICE agents. You freaking dumb creep. What a dumbass. Why are people so stupid? You can just like dox ICE agents. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to full disclosure here. So, take on the truth of the Democratic demons. They are absolute demons. They are communists. They love death. They love human suffering. As long as it's not them. Okay, that's it. As long as they're not the ones suffering, they're totally fine with human suffering. Full disclosure, I saw, what's up, Left Coast Sparky? Yep, yes, concurrent. Yes. 5 years back to back for each charge. You are not exempt just because you're a member of Congress. And I think is he a state rep? He might be a state rep. Full disclosure, I witnessed an ICE raid. I saw an ICE raid in Colorado. I'll just say part of Colorado. I pulled over to see what was going on. Okay. And I saw their outfits and I'm like, oh shit, this is the ICE raid. Oh, get them. Do you know where they were? They were at, and this is like, God, this is like when the big, beautiful, bodacious bill first passed and they really started ramping up operations. This was a while ago. They're all over Denver now doing the damn thing. I love it. This was at a cemetery. They were waiting for this fool to get done with the funeral processions or whatever. And I saw their license plates. So I'm like, nope, I'm not taking pictures. I'm just going to witness this and laugh my ass off. Homeboy didn't want to leave the funeral. He was like, no, I'm just going to stay here with the dead people. Because they were waiting for him to come out. They were letting him pay his respects to the dearly departed. But when you come out, bitch, you belong to me. So I don't know whatever happened, but I'm sure that they waited it out and caught him. But they are going to catch you people. Let me reiterate. Kelly said he's there in Illinois. He's a state rep. What a loser. What a homely looking little loser he is. With his Ukraine lapel on. Stupid. He can give his personal money to Ukraine. Idiot. We're not supporting Ukraine anymore. We're not supporting Ukraine. But You illegals, you are going to leave. I know y'all think you're going to wait it out. You think you're going to just stay under the radar until Trump is gone in maybe 2032, because you stole my diamonds in 2020 and you owe me for 2028 to 2032. You owe me. You owe me, Democrats. You owe me. You owe me big. When you steal diamonds, you must return the diamonds when you're caught. So, I know you're trying to wait it out for the next 7 years. I'm not joking, by the way. I'm not joking. I say it kind of in a joking tone, but I'm not joking. I literally do not see him leaving in 2020. I don't, because by the time he gets the golden age underway and people are being able to get rich and save so much of their money, and we are going to live in a society where there's not a bunch of crazy illegals running around everywhere and homeless people and psychopathic, schizophrenic addicts who are lashing out at people and setting people on fire on the New York subway. By the way, that was an illegal alien who did that to that poor woman. Yes, Joe, we do. Yes, sir. We have been paying for the world, by the way. And y'all might as well go on and take the $1,000 and the free ticket back to your home country or wherever you want to go in the world. We'll pay for wherever you want to go. Wherever, if you got an auntie in Belarus, you want to go to, we'll send you to Belarus. If you got your Oma who is in Celle, Germany, we'll send you there too. If you want to, we just tell us where and we'll send you there. But you can't come back. Can't come back. Paid it for you. You're done. We're done. We are full. And I used to do a thing when I had a YouTube page before Susan Wojcicki and Sundar Pichai deleted my YouTube page with years of things that I had saved and videos that I had made. They just completely nuked my account because I was speaking too much truth and I was getting to be way too popular. Same with the former Twitter. They nuked my accounts. Just, I'm just kind of rebuilding everything again. Anyway, y'all might as well just take the money and run. Go on, take the money and run. Woo, woo, woo. Go on, take the money and run. Get out. Get out. We're full. I used to do something where I would hold up a sign that said no vacancy. And people who watched me really got a kick out of that. Get out, dude. Get out. No vacancy. We're done. We ain't got time. We don't have no money to take care of y'all. And Joe, you mentioned Ukraine. Y'all mentioned Ukraine. Did y'all see Volodymyr Zelensky, that little fat bastard? He said just yesterday, the war is going to continue for like another couple, 2-3 years. And he's demanding that the Europeans provide him security guarantees. And I need more money, more money, more money. I need more money. He's trying to get the Tomahawk missiles, and it's not going to work. President Trump is not giving his little fat ass Tomahawk missiles to launch into Ukraine to keep the deep state war going that was started by these morons with the Obama and Biden administration. We're not giving you any more money. We're not giving you any more money, and you're definitely not getting those better than bunker buster Tomahawk missiles. You're not getting them. You're not getting them. So you might as well figure out how you're going to make peace, or you can keep destroying each other over there in Eastern Europe that's got nothing to do with us. We're not giving you more money. No more money. He was going to Joe Biden every other week. I need more money, more money. Yeah, but I just gave you $800 million. I need more money. So, what's up, Joey? Yeah, more money. That's all you hear from that little fat bastard in them stupid Russian warm-up suits. Them little warm-up suits made for toddlers. Oh, that dude is such a loser. Good God. Where do they find these people? Central casting. It's stupid. It's stupid. I need more money. He used to do that to Joe Biden all the time. And them clowns. Trump, you can't do that with him. He don't respond to that. So you're not getting more money. All right, couple more stories, and then we're gonna call it a night. So we have to talk about, I might say that one for tomorrow. And I'll save that one for tomorrow. Pete Hegseth, our wonderful, wonderful Secretary of War, reposted what President Trump said. President Trump posted, we just won the war on the climate change hoax. Bill Gates has finally admitted that he was completely wrong on the issue. It took courage to do so, and for that, we are all grateful. MAGA. President Trump is very gracious. Bill Gates needs to be he needs to be prosecuted for his crimes against humanity, the things that he did to the Africans and the things that he did to us here. The dumb son of a bitch was trying to block out the sun for climate change. And now he finally had to, President Trump got him to cry uncle, probably put his arm behind his back. Ah, shit. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's hilarious. So he finally got Bill Gates to admit, yeah, climate change was just a big, it's not real. So billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, probably $1 trillion spent on this hoax, giving all that money to the Paris Climate Accord, the European Union, and NATO, and all these European assholes who've been stealing from us for decades for climate change. And it's all just made up numbers. It's all a lie. It was all a lie the whole time. It was just a money grab and a power grab. And now Bill Gates even admits it. Dude. Man, we live in some crazy times. But we got to talk a little bit about this. And President Trump's, I told you we would talk about this. President Trump's very, very citizen Asia. We'll just go over a few of the highlights. President Trump, the fact sheet. President Trump, Donald J. Trump, brings home more billion-dollar deals during his state visit to the Republic of Korea. Next headline. We'll get more into it in probably tomorrow. The U.S. signs technology prosperity deals with Japan and Korea. And this talks about the prosperity deal. And he talks about investments in Japan, technology prosperity deals, implementation of the agreement toward a new golden age for the U.S. And this was written by the Japan Alliance. Wow. Japan framework for securing the supply of critical minerals and rare earths through mining and processing so we do not have to depend upon China. This is extremely amazing. He had a very successful trip, and we will see it as only such. Only such. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? Well, we've been on here a little while. You know, time flies when you're having so much fun. I am having so much fun living this golden age. And, you know, thank God President Trump returned. Completely just immediately went to the Halloween trick-or-treat event at the White House. First Lady was like, you better get back here for this Halloween event. Don't you make me do this by myself. He was like, yes, dear, I'll be back. Step on it. So he got back here and had Halloween trick-or-treat with the children. And it's just amazing. We live in amazing times, and we should be very, very, very grateful that God was merciful to us to give us this man, to spare his life from the Butler, Pennsylvania attack on his life. And then that other idiot tried to take him out on his own damn golf course. The crank bar left is evil. They are evil. They are absolutely evil. The Democrats are the party of evil. You assassinated, you murdered Charlie Kirk in front of his family. You murdered Charlie Kirk. We don't have anything to talk about. When you got to start attempting to, and being successful, murdering your political opponents, you sons of bitches, you've lost. You've lost. You lost in November of 2024. You lost in November 2016. You lost in November of 2020, but you stole it anyway. You're all shit. Every one of you. You're disgusting. You will never have anything. It will never last. You will have sand in your hand and you'll be able to see it, but it's going to fade away. It's going to slip through your hands because you're all evil. You're full of the devil, and you're never going to have anything that lasts. Everything you touch is going to fail. You demon-possessed assholes. Everything you touch will fail. You will not be successful. Everything you try to devise against President Trump, against us, you terrorized MAGA for 4 years with your fake FBI investigations through Arctic frost and all of the innocent January 6th political prisoners who were event attendees at an event that the Park Service gave us all permission to be at. And y'all terrorized people for 4 years. You used battering rams to force your way into people's homes. You scared their dogs. You scared their kids. You scared drug them outside in the freezing cold with no clothes on. And you want to talk shit on me, on the whore Jezebel, Sodom and Gomorrah media about Trump targeting his political enemies with a hit list? You sons of bitches, you had him sitting in freezing cold courtrooms with that big fat hoe, Fannie Willis, and the other big fat hoe, Letitia James, who tried to take him down, and that other big fat hoe, Alvin Bragg, who tried to take him down, and none of y'all were successful. Who was Dirty Smitty, Jack Smith, you tried to take him down. You think you're all hot shit. Oh, I go to the Hague. I'm Jackson. You're Dirty Smitty, and you're all going down. You're going to pay for the shit you did. You're going to pay for what you did. God is tired of all of you. He's tired of you all getting away with murder. He's tired of you destroying people's families. You have destroyed lives. You all have a gallon of blood on your hands that you can never wash off. Why do you think Nancy Pelosi is walking around? Now she can't hardly even freaking walk because she's rotting from the inside out. She's rotting because she's a demon. And she has destroyed people's lives. San Francisco, look at what she has caused. Gavin Newsom, you're on notice too. The evil that you have perpetuated and the horrible things that you have done as far as policies. And you look around LA, the despair. It is a dystopian nightmare on Skid Row. You're all going to pay. God has set the price. You're all going to pay for what you did. All of you. You are not going to get these things anymore. You have killed people's dreams. You have been responsible through your policies with the blood on your hands of people who have committed suicide, people who have overdosed, the blood running in the street from the violence, from the 2020 George Floyd riots. It's all you people. You murdered Charlie Kirk. You tried to take out President Trump. We ain't got nothing to discuss. When you got to start killing people, and your little no brains rally means nothing. You have no brains. You have no brains and no soul. And I hear they're having some little November 2nd, another so-called event. Y'all, you might as well stop. You might as well stop. Because when President Trump turns the EBT cards and food SNAP benefits back on for these 42 million American citizens, y'all ain't gonna have nobody. And you are not going to be able to claim credit for it. Because remember, y'all been telling everybody, you've been getting on the media saying, well, the Republicans have control. They have the House, they have the Senate, they have the executive, they have control. President Trump has control. They're in control. They're in control. Then we're going to be the ones in control when President Trump saves the day for millions of American citizens, not illegals, American citizens. Then they're going to be trying to say, oh, wait, that was us. We did that. They didn't. Could have avoided the shutdown and you chose not to. Unreal. That was my rant. I was supposed to be off of here already. God hears us. He hears our prayers, and the prayers of the righteous availeth much. Keep praying. Keep praying. Don't ever stop. Pray without ceasing. He hears and he answers. Clearly, he answered yes, because we have Donald Trump as our president, with J.D. Vance as our vice president, and things are just going to get rocky, but they're going to get better. See you tomorrow. Peace out. God bless you. And thank you for hanging out. Truly, thank you.